In the faculty, I wear two hats. I am, as my registrar likes to point out, substantively a lecturer in the Department of Management Studies, but I also wear the hat of Deputy Dean of the faculty. And it's in that light, really, that this presentation is built. So I'll just go through the slides. So the topic, as Pat would have said, we're the initiative that was started a few years ago within the faculty deliberately to get students back on track who we found that were falling through the cracks within our program. A bit about the stats of KPhil. This is not something that is not known. Across all three campuses of the UE, this is what the stats look like, the demographics look like. Faculty of Social Sciences is usually the largest faculty on the campus at the university, and in fact this is so across most university spaces. The Faculty of Social Sciences, depending on whether the business school is in the faculty or outside of the faculty, is the largest, carries the largest enrollment of students. Here, Faculty of Technologies at 60%, that's our second. Faculty of Law, Faculty of Medical Sciences, Faculty of Humanities and Education carries the rest of the weighting. One of the things that we notice when we look at the stats is that KPhil, of the three face-to-face campuses, carries the most non-Barbadian students, or the most non-local students. So we're the most diverse of all the campuses. And as you can see, the non-Barbadian population really holds its own around 20% in the 2010 through 2012-13 academic year. Is about 80%. Before this, it was slightly lower. And with the continued thrust towards internationalization, we anticipate that this number is going to continue to get bigger. So that in the 2014-15 year, we saw similar statistics for the 2015 and 16 year. The non-Barbadian population of the campus actually is increasing, and that we are making a thrust into the international non-contributing territories. As you may be aware, there are 17 countries within the Caribbean, English-speaking Caribbean, that contribute to the finances of the University of the West Indies, and as such, the students coming from those territories enjoy reduced fees. But we do have a large number of students coming from either international destinations. Some of them are study abroad, so that we don't collect fees. It's a quid pro quo situation. When our students go, they don't pay fees. When their students come, they don't pay fees. So it's not a revenue generating stream. But particularly Swedish students, as you look around the campus, you will find a lot of European students, and particularly the Swedish students have enjoyed the experience with us. But we're seeing more and more inquiries, which often translate to students coming for persons who are looking to give the students that are coming, the potential matriculants that are coming, a wider international experience. And that allows them to differentiate themselves. We are the international destination for students coming from Europe and the UK, and Europe, the UK, now that you have Brexit, Canada, and other territories such as that. So we are the value add to those students by coming to the Caribbean and getting that kind of experience and exposure. If we take out the Barbadian population, that 80% Barbadian population, we notice some significant changes, however, that even though the diversity is retained, we're beginning to see a decline across our contributing countries. So even though there might be a thrust in the non-contributing countries and international students coming in, we're beginning to see a decline in the contributing countries, the numbers of students that are being sponsored by their governments. And I'm going to speak about that shortly in a little bit. Another phenomenon that we're noticing, our population within the campus is getting younger. Now there's some traditional faculties where students come straight out of secondary school into the campus. Science and technology is one of those faculties. Law is another one. Their population is largely high schoolers, 18-year-olds coming into the program, and the faculty of medicine, medical sciences. Traditionally, their students are coming straight out of high school, straight out of Cape. Most of them are coming straight out of Cape and going into the program. The Faculty of Social Sciences, typically our demographic was about 60% to mature, 40% straight out of high school. Since 2014, 2015, however, we've seen a remarkable shift in that. So that 2010, everything was still as normal. 53% of our population was the 24 and under. We're beginning to see that shift, and in fact, the statistics for this academic year, semester 1, this has gone up to almost 6% of the KPIL population being under 24 years and under. Now, a couple of things have been happening. Oh, let me finish this one first. This is not unusual, again, worldwide. The majority of persons pursuing tertiary level education, female. These statistics can run from, right now we are at 68-32, that runs for us about 71-29, so there was 71% of the students in the faculty are female, 29% male. That is a little higher in the Faculty of Science and Technology, where there are increasing number of female students registered in the Faculty of Science and Technology, but still more male students than the rest of the campus. And in terms of our programs, we are still a mainly undergraduate campus. Many of our students are enrolled in our undergraduate programs, but we are getting increasing numbers in terms of percentages enrolling in our postgraduate programs as well. By status, even though we see younger students coming in, we see younger students coming in, those students are becoming more what we call fully qualified. There are 2 levels of matriculation that happens at the KPIL campus, particularly for the Faculty of Social Sciences. You can have students who are fully matriculated and therefore would have a full-time offer, which means that they're expected to complete their program 3 years full-time. Back in 2010, it was a 50-50 split. As we get more students coming in younger, they're also coming in more prepared, or more academic prepared, so that what you're seeing in blue are the students who are offered a full-time place at the campus. So not only is our student population becoming younger, they're also coming in with either CAPE qualifications or an associate degree, and this is right across the territories. Traditionally, the students coming in from contributing countries, non-Barbadian territories, come in with at minimum an associate degree, because their governments don't usually fund them unless they're fully matric. So that population has remained stable, but for the Barbadian students, you're finding that they are coming in, and I suspect that we're beginning to see the results of more sixth form schools and more opportunities for the students to become fully matriculated into the system. The campus as we see today, however, wasn't always this way. We have had 3 major, I don't want to use the word traumas, that sort of sets it up. We've had 3 major adjustments within our system. 2 internal, and I see George grinning because he knows where I'm going with this, and 1 major external impact. In the interest of time, I'll just put them all up at the same time. None of you were here in 1982. Those of us who've been around long enough, we've seen these 3, yes, film where you were actually here. These 3 major adjustments to our system. The 2 in blue are internal. 1982-83 was the year, I think that was the last year that we were in a full year system. What that meant is that we had 3 terms similar to what goes on in regular schools. You had term 1, term 2, and then all the exams happened in term 3. So it was a different culture on campus. Term 1 was the party term. You got to know everybody, you went to all the fests, you went to all your classes, you got all your notes, but you weren't really focused yet on school. Term 2, you started to buckle down and you needed to get everything on track, because term 3, that's exam term, and you were tested on what has happened for the entire year. By edict, that was changed back in 1982-83, and we went to a semester system, and it took some time for the internal operations to adjust to what we treat as normal today. Back in 2003-04 is when we changed fully over to a GPA system. Before that, the way that we determined your class of degree was by the number of A's, A+, B's, B+, and so on, so there were particular standards. And for those of you, I wasn't around then, but the examinations committees had robust discussions, because it wasn't mathematical. It was a matter of if somebody got 18 A's and 2 B+s versus somebody who got 15 is a couple of B pluses and a C plus, is at a first class honors band. So there were lots of robust discussions about what would have happened to that student with that C in their grade. So in 2003 is when we went to a GPA system. November 2013 is when the first major for us at KPhil and Barbadian students, external factor hit our system, and that was when the announcement was made that it was August of 2013, that as of August 2014, Barbadian students would have to pay tuition fees. And this is what happened to the enrollment. We had an immediate almost 30% decrease in enrollment the following academic year. In 2015, on top of that almost 30% decline, we had a further 15% decline last year, and this year we're still looking at the numbers, the final numbers, but it looks as though we've had another further 10% decline in the enrollment of the Faculty of Social Sciences. Now the Faculty of Social Sciences, the reason I put up the first stat was that the Faculty of Social Sciences is the heartbeat of the campus, so that because the numbers, the physical numbers are within this faculty, where the enrollment in this faculty goes, typically the entire campus follows. This is just a breakdown in terms of the new enrollment, the students who are returning, the students who are re-entering the system. No matter how we slice this data, it looks the same. So you're seeing declines almost exactly the same across all of the major categories coming into the faculty. We're seeing increases in the students who are coming in fully matric, but again, we're still seeing an overall decline across all age categories. And what was interesting for the Faculty of Social Sciences, our major decline happened to be female continuing students entering somewhere between levels 2 and 3 and working. And that surprised us when we ran the numbers. Why would females drop out of the system? And when we did some of our qualitative research, we realized that for many of those, the decision was they had to support the people coming after them, the children coming after them. So it was Faculty of Social Sciences is an interesting place when you look at the makeup. We had quite a few intergenerational students here. So you see fathers and daughters and mothers and sons and mothers and daughters actually going through the university at the same time. And it was heartbreaking to watch some of the decisions that had to be made as to who would remain. Or if you have siblings in different faculties, who was going to remain within the system. This is the third year of this initiative, and we may begin to see it balance out after this, but the campus has experienced, and our students personally have experienced some shocks to the system. This is where I really want to get to. Our students who are required to withdraw are on academic warning. A student whose GPA draw falls below 2.0 or 2.0, below 2.0 is placed on academic warning. Now we know that students who find themselves in this position often have difficulty getting themselves out of the difficulty. And even though we had decreasing student enrollment, we've had increasing numbers of students having academic difficulty. In working with our other departments, our students, and this is only my terminology, this is in no way scientifically proven, it's only anecdotal, many of our students are suffering stress in the system. As of 2014, students had to make we saw this among our non-Barbadian student population in rare instances, because many of them were funded, and even being funded, it was difficult making ends meet. As of 2014, we see this trauma ripple right through our population. So that in 2014-15, students were making decisions about still trying to be in the system but could not pay the tuition fees. As of this year, there is much more stability in how to pursue this. So we have a number of initiatives, both government initiatives, campus-specific initiatives to support the students through this trauma. But in 2014, we were building the bridge as we were walking across it. We were seeing the same impacts in 2015, and we are still seeing the impacts in 2016-17, but the bridge is now sturdier. It's not made of straw. We know what the initiatives are that are going to be in place. So this is just another view of what that data is. The students who are required to withdraw means that you have for the undergraduate students, 2 semesters where your performance is below the minimum standard, which is below the 2.0. And I'm just going to go through this in terms of the stats. If you want them, I can give them to you after. But we are seeing this is 2014-10, when after tuition fees were introduced. So that spike of 782. And there was a forgiveness policy, so that no students were required to withdraw that semester because we were also changing to the new GPA system, and therefore across all the campuses there was a forgiveness policy. Everybody sort of on good standing, and we've seen that percentage still remain. Why do we think that academic advising is extremely important? Because the research says so. Academic advising is the cornerstone of student success and student retention. So that academic advising can't be just another add-on. We have to pay particular attention to how we manage our students coming in to the program. And the statistics is showing that there are 4 areas that students need support in. Students do well when they know what is expected of them. How do I matriculate? How do I get through your program? What is expected of me? What courses do I need to take? And that's why we take such care in putting together the faculty handbooks and the departmental brochures. So that's one part of it. Student support, what I'm talking about in terms of faculty support with the Back on Track program, where you are not able to register if you are on academic warning. We put this in place in 2014-20. You cannot register, and there was a hue and a cry about it. You cannot register if you're on academic warning without sitting with an academic advisor. It means that you are forced before you're able to register, because that's when we get your attention. If you cannot register, all the emails, calling in the world doesn't work. You know what works? We found out. If you cannot register, you find us. So we have set up a virtual advising camp just before registration period every semester, that you are forced to come into us and sit and see what's going on with you, so that before you can continue on the path of destruction, we make sure that you are doing what you need to do, or that you know what supports are in place. You in being involved with the campus, so having you actively engaged, also means that you want to be here. And finally, creating learning spaces and learning environments. So the whole thrust, Ms. Adderley is the direct officer in charge of our Center of Excellence in Teaching and Learning. That is a major thrust across the university, and those are the 4 planks on which that supports student retention. So I'm just going to wrap up now. This is taken seriously by all levels within the campus. Before 2012, it was just understood that all academics would advise. It was mandated by our then deputy principal, now Principal Barbados, that laid out a document that was approved by our Board of Undergraduate Studies about the roles and responsibilities of academic advisors. At minimum, all students have an academic advisor, and there are certain things that must be in place to support students in that academic advising process. What I want to end with here is deliberate, that bold. It is no longer thought of as academic advising. The noun there was academic. We are flipping the switch, or flipping the focus. Just like we move from a teaching environment to a learning environment, we're moving from academic advisement to student advising. What's at the center of that? The student. So that the student is what the focus is. And these are all of the collaborators in that effort. It's not just the academics. We do often see you first, but it's a collaborative effort on the campus that involves all of the units that will interact with the student. From the time you come in, to the time you go to classes, to your heads, the admin staff, to the Office of Student Services, to the Student Health Clinic, to the bursary. Anyone that you are in contact with becomes part of what we call the collaborative cast of stakeholders that supports the students.